This session is exclusively for people who wants to get quality training as well as placement. So how to get all those things? This is the main concept of this session. And I know a couple of people, senior people is joined in this meeting. Probably end of the session, they are going to give the feedback or comments and suggestions, whatever, Say, because this is like an online meeting webinar, mute your audio first and better results use your headset. If you have a questions, raise your hand or put in a chat window. I don't need to see your faces. So that's the reason host only have the video, other people turn off your videos, enter the questions here. Okay. So now training and placement. If you want to get a training and placement, you first should have a guidance. Then after that training, and finally you need to have a placement. These three are the very, very important things to get a placement. Of course, this is my information here. And of course, this is my profile. For last 30 years, I'm in industry, working with a lot of big companies. I'm a US citizen also, working here as a lecturer and head of department for almost 10 years. Then I moved to US. And right now also I'm working with a couple of American universities. And also I am a manager at a big pharmaceutical company in the US. This is like I have both industry and as well as teaching experience. So I know how teaching is goes through and what industry is exactly looking for. So there is a huge gap between industry and education. See, there is a huge gap between industry and this is across the globe, not only in India, not only in America. But in America, the gap is a little bit less. In the US, in India, its gap is a little bit more. So academia, all these education institutions are here, industry is here. How to bridge the gap between industry and education? So this is the most important topic nowadays, how people wants to get a job. See, what colleges is going to teach? Theoretical knowledge of the subject, market, technology, and trends. These are all what colleges are going to teach, all these things for sure. Tried and tested ways of getting a white-collar job, strategies to compete in a competitive environment. These are all the things they are going to teach. 100% they are going to teach all these things. Now, what student is going to absorb? Student is going to think that, oh, a degree is enough, degree is sufficient to get a job. Set up an unrealistic expectations in terms of salary, timing, and mobility. There are three things: unrealistic expectations in terms of salary, timing, and mobility. Knowledge earned from a degree is sufficient to service or survive in a corporate world. These things, people have an imagination. Oh, I got a degree, definitely I will get a job. So these things is there itself, because I know a lot of people are looking for jobs nowadays, a lot of people. So they need to realize these things. Students thinking is like this. Even when I am in graduation, I am also the same thing. But now I am in industry for so many years, I know what is industry expectations. Say what industry needs, what industry wants, a work attitude. 6:30 means 6:30. Strong analytical listening and communication skills. The most important is communication, team player, collaborative approach, motivated, committed, and dedicated. See, collaborate approach, motivation, commitment, and dedication. Basic understanding of the business and its processes. You don't become like a very expert, not expert, just like it's a basic. After completion of graduation, everybody knows about your skills. So basic understanding of the business and its process. Ability to learn and unlearn. Which one you want to learn, which one you don't want to learn. When you see this diagram here, attitude, positive, success, research, optimism, all these things is required. That is known as work attitude here. Now, going back, next slide. Student expectations does not meet industry expectations. That is the gap. Knowledge and skills, also the same thing. Industry is looking for something and you are giving something. See, these two are giving the lot of differences, lot of gap between industry and education. My intention here is very simple. My intention is I want to reduce a gap between industry and education. What can be done? If you want to reduce a gap between industry and education, what is required? So industry interaction with the students should be increased. The most important is industry interaction. Frequent visits to corporate houses will make students accustomed with corporate ways, corporate culture. All these things is required. More internships, workshops, and live projects can become a part of students' curriculum. Students should be more involved into placement process to have a better understanding of the industry. Suppose depending upon a pharmacy graduate, what is pharmacy company's business, what they are going to do, what is drug development, what is clinical trials, that type of business is required to get in. Suppose if you are a computer science graduate, they should know about like software development process, version control systems, MS Office, certain things is required. These are all basics. All these colleges, they are going to go with the foundation. I'm very positive on that side. Because nowadays SISs have good demand, Salesforce has good demand. Directly, if you jump into that areas, it's really tough. If you have a good degree and excellent credentials in your education, then definitely you are going to get the foundation. In this foundation, you can build a house. Same thing in the foundation, you can learn the most recent courses and you are going to get those things. Students become involved into placement process and understanding of industry. 6 months duration project in industry is required to understand the corporate values, ethics, and business communication. See, all this, I know all these colleges, BTech or professional colleges, they have 6 months internship course, 6 months project. That means they need to go to corporate and they are going to sit in a corporate environment and they are going to learn corporate values, corporate ethics, and all this business communication, how we are going to communicate in a business. All these things they are able to learn those things. That is also what can be done. Yes, these are all the things is required. The next, what students is learned in college, because we conducted a survey. We collected information from almost like 500 students across the globe. Of course, most of them are Indians, most of them. So what exactly? See, what students learn in the college: theoretical knowledge, tried and tested skills, tried and tested methods for solving a problem, not a new way, already tested, already tried. So those type of methods to solve a problem. Theoretical approach to take a decision making, theoretical approach, not practical approach. Unorganized process orientation, limited methodology to solve the problems. These are all the things students are learning in the college. That is not my word. Students, we collected the information from students. Now, what student experienced in industry? These people got a job and they went to the industry. What they learn? What is their experience? Corporate life comes with the challenges every day. Corporate life comes with the challenges every day. Work attitude needs to be cultivated. Theoretical knowledge gained cannot be applied to a practical application every time. Sometimes it will be useful, not every time. Theoretical knowledge is good. Using that, we want to make it practical. Risk analysis and real-time problem solving. Risk analysis, that's most important part is. And spontaneous and balanced decision making. Spontaneous and balanced decision making. This is most important. It's not like a theory part. Simply suppose, for example, when you are driving a car, so something is coming up, immediately you take a decision. Immediately, within a second, a split of second. You don't take that much of time. Hey, Lord, stop it. I want to go and I want to take a book and I want to see what I need to do. It's not possible. So spontaneous and balanced decision making is required. Organized and structured oriented. Industry is always organized. Industry is always structured. So these are all the problems. These are all the experiences they got. So you want to make sure that people are ready to take this type of situations. Where is the gap? Student expectations in terms of work environment, salary, and job profile is not realistic. Faces tough situations at workplaces due to lack of attitude, lack of expertise in a particular domain. I told you, like a computer science people, he should know certain things. A pharmacy person, he should know certain things. A business management person should know certain things. That's particular domain knowledge is required. Difference between perception and reality of ownership and responsibility. The most important is what is the responsibility, how I want to do this. See, here is the gap. We want to reduce the gap. Reduce the gap. For that case, what can be done? Industry expert interaction should be increased. There is already a lot of interaction is there, but we want to increase the interaction. More and more workshops, seminars from industry personnel should be planned. Most important is industry personnel. Suppose when you are going to a US, a MBA college, a business MBA college, the dean is like 40 years old. He don't have even doctorate degree, but he has a lot of business knowledge. A CEO in a big company. Because he wants to bring that knowledge to here. He wants to bring that knowledge to here. So that is the reason they want to put like industry personnel, particularly in MBA side. Particularly MBA side, they want to put industry people. So more and more workshops, seminars in industry professionals should be planned. Academics based on practical education from industry experts. Academics based on practical education. Most important is practical education. How do you want to do this? How? Introduction to graduate executive programs. See, executive programs, master's degree executive programs, similarly, same thing like graduate executing programs, techniques. So these are all required in our education system. Then only we are going to make our students is more productive, more productive. Okay, now going back, the session is like, I told you like, see this slide, this is the facts. Besides the technology aspect, industries also evaluate competencies ranging soft skills, team building, overall attitude and values. Attitude is like a flat tire. You know that attitude is exactly a flat tire. If you want to go further, you need to change. You need to change that flat tire. You know to change. How do you want to change it? So, according to NASCAM, each year over 3 million graduates and postgraduates are added to Indian workforce. This is a fact, maybe more. What we have today is a growing skills gap reflecting the slim availability of high quality college education. See, MNCs, multinational companies, finds only 25% of Indian engineers and management graduates is employable according to McKinsey's report. It's not my report, McKinsey's report. Over 25% of technical graduates and 10 to 15% of other graduates are considered employable by rapidly growing IT and ITES segments. This is a fact. In this session, one of the best vice chancellor in India, Professor K.R.S. Gaur is here. Because he has a ambition, burning desire to make students is more employable. Nowadays, like whole Northeast #1 university is Mizoram University. That all grade goes to Professor K.R.S. Gaur. Now he is in our conference. Okay, now going back. See, people are striving to get students with more skills. We want to reduce a gap between industry and education. At present, can you please mute yourself? At present, about 53% of employed youth, see already they got a job, employed youth suffer from some degree of skill deprivation which makes them unemployable. That means continuous learning. That's most important. Even if you got a job, you need to survive in a job. For that case, learning is required. Please mute yourself, Usha Kumari, because there are 90 people in the conference. Please. Now, cycle of concern, a reactive focus. See, institutions are overly focused on theoretical knowledge. Industries are seldom has student interaction. Industries are designing curriculum. Industries hardly have any role in designing curriculum. Because long time back, I am also a board of studies member representing India industry in a university. So now I am not. because they are not going to incorporate what is exactly industry is looking for into their curriculum. For example, nowadays, business intelligence, data analysis, data analytics, customer relationship management. I'm talking about more like IT side. So these are all very, very important. They want to add these type of things in their curriculum. Next, need more case-based studies, less conversant with the practical knowledge. These are all the things. These are all the things we need to make a more focus. Less conversant with the practical knowledge. Industries hardly have any role of this much. So industry people need to come down, and they want to involve to creating these curriculums. Those things are important. So most important, academics is here, industry is here. Industry is always pulling academicians into their level because they want people. They want people. Every year, millions of people are going to retire. We want to replace the people. But people should have the basic things, basic business, learn to attitude. All these things is required. That is the reason industries is always comes closer to the academics. That's the reason they are pulling academics into industry level. Okay. Now, win-win situation for this. If institute start working on skills, attitude apart from knowledge. Frequent industry interactions, that's very, very important part. Institutes will get a better placement record. All these things, only thing is, see, institutions, students start working on realistic expectations. That's most important is realistic expectations. Change behalf the degree will not get me job. See, because that's very important. Only degree is not enough to get a job. They want to get more additional skills. And they will be able to focus more on enhancement skills. They will be more positioned to be hired. Then only I can say that why I need to hire you. Why I need to hire you. You need to have a perfect answer. But tell me a little bit about yourself. You need to have a perfect answer. Organizations should do frequent learning and development programs. If you go to industry, even I'm working with a very big company, you won't believe that every year I need to take at least 60 training sessions. So mandatory 60 training sessions is required because continuous learning is required. Then only we are in the right shape to take the challenges. So that's the reason what exactly industries or institutions are here, what exactly students is required, and organizations, how organizations are going to focus. Continuous learning is required. All of you able to see my computer screen? Yep. So focus, project trainings and guidance, mentoring, workshops, award students in universities, tie-ups with universities, guest lectures, more internship programs, conducting POC at college level. See, I'm telling this one word is, if you are at right guru means right teacher. If you are at right guru, you never did anything wrong. You never did anything wrong. Suppose if you are at wrong guru, whatever you did, that's wrong. So you need to select a university. Which university? I mean institution. And which professor, teacher. That's very, very important. That means mentoring. The most important is mentoring. The word is important. Of course, in our culture, guru has a special meaning and importance. So always remember this one. If you are with the right guru, you never did anything wrong. If you are at wrong guru, whatever you did is wrong. So that means select the right person, select the right institute. That's most important. Particularly, I know a lot of people with graduate students are here. So they need to decide themselves which is the best college, which is the best teacher. You can select those things. Okay, these are all the things we need to focus. See, when you see this, these are 10 things that takes zero talent, but you will get 100% respect. 100%. That is being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, energy, attitude, fashion, being coachable, being extra, being prepared. These three things doesn't need any talent, but I'm telling you 100% you will get more respect. So here, triangle of success. So goal setting, time management. See, you will get basics, theories, information, facts, figures, descriptions, learning, science. All these things you will get it in your college. Goal setting. That's you need to fix your goal. You are sitting in a college for 3 years or 4 years. What is your goal? Suppose if I want to go to here to Vijayawada, it's a matter of 30 minutes to drive, I can have a goal. Oh, I need to go to Vijayawada someplace. You are in that college for 4 years. What is your goal? Time management. The most important is time management. Reasoning. Communication. The most important. In this session by end, I'm going to request Sudhakar Garu to talk a little bit about this business, importance of business communication. He is also self-motivation. See, self-motivation, self-confidence, integrity, honesty, optimism, enthusiasm, cooperation, commitment. All these things, where you are going to get it? You need to develop yourself. Suppose you need to ask the people like me about like goal setting or time management or something, I can do that. But here, for that case, always people think about reading a good books. Suppose if you see this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. That is the great book. You need to read this book. Or you can win by Showcare. That is also another great book. You need to read this type of books. Then only you will get what is the importance of self-motivation, self-confidence, integrity, everything. And also we are talking about the personal successful person's histories. Then you will see importance of goal setting, importance of time management, importance of reasoning, all these things. But here the graduation. Suppose if you are getting your BTech degree or B Pharmacy degree, get a first class with a distinction, no backlogs, nothing. So this is the graduation. This is the foundation. I'm telling you, this is the foundation. In this foundation, we can build. That's the reason people call it as ask. It represents attitude. S represents skills. K represents knowledge. Ask. This is a very, very important slide, particularly for people who wants to enter into the success. So at the same time, I told you like these 10 things that takes zero talent. 6:30 means 6:30. You need to join. Work ethic, being on time. Work ethic, effort, body language. When you are seeing my face, you see my body language. How I'm going to talk. Body language, energy, attitude, fashion, being coachable, and doing extra, being prepared. See, these 3 things definitely don't take any talent, zero talent, but 100% you are going to get benefited. That is the very important part. Very important. People make sure that, like, the most important is how we want to get a success. Now, 14 things every student needs. One is self-knowledge. Learning strategies, feedback, not judgment, creative space and tools, ideas, audience, champion, a chance to patience, as many chances. See, these are all the things, these 14 things every student must know about all these things. Then next, I told you just now these 10 things that doesn't take even anything, but you will get 100% respect. See, we have certain things here. See, nowadays everybody thinks about, hey, freshers are able to get a job. When you see this one, freshers hiring real world solutions here. But like this, BTech, BE, IT computer science, biotechnology, bioinformatics, etc., B Pharmacy, M Pharmacy, all these things, only 2020-21 passed out only. That is advertisement from IQA is a great company. When you go to Accenture, they are hiring people. They are hiring people. If you go to Accenture portal, you will see it. Efficacy is a CRO, is a mid-sized CRO in Bangalore is hiring freshers. When you see TCS, Wipro, all these people, they are hiring the people. But subject to the condition, they need to have certain additional skills. Okay, so these are all the things is very, very, very important when you are want to enter into the corporate. I'm telling you, like, if you are in 4 years in college, get a good degree, very good degree with no backlogs. I'm telling you again, no backlogs, because tomorrow when you are going for US visa interview, they are going to check your backlogs. If you don't have backlogs, good IELTS and TOEFL score, GRE score, you will get your visa for sure. Visa is going to be rejected. Only major factor is your backlogs. So going back. Now here, success and excuses. My concept is very simple here. Another meaning of real happiness is quality education. Another meaning of real happiness is quality education. See, success and excuses. Success, excuse. Do not talk together. If you want to get a success, if you are giving excuses, forget about success. If you want to get a success, never give any excuses. Never give any excuses. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. See that these three are very, very important. Lot of times people are making a lot of excuses. Hey, why it is? No, absolutely. Don't give any excuses. The next one is, and you see this one. See now, this is our office at Guntur. See, no experience, cannot get a job because no experience. No experience, cannot get a job. These two are like interlinked. How we want to solve this problem? For that case, only one thing is you need to do some internship. Only you need to do some internship. Some reputed organizations, you need to do some internship. How we want to do this? Going back here. Say our businesses are here. This is our reading room here in Guntur. People wants to come and read, sit silently, and they are going to do all these things. Almost like 300 people are here. They are studying with competitive examinations or like CA exams. Lot of stuff. You know, people are sitting and silently and productive sessions. 16 hours they are working hard and reading this environment. This is, of course, this is my own business here, and I tell you, like, you know, see, we are going with these internships. What type of internships? SAS with this much, clinical data management, data analysis and data scientist, and Salesforce. Because we don't want to go with too many things. We want to go with very specific areas because where I have experience. Where I have experience, I'm going to teach those things only. That's a 6 months solid morning at 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. They need to work hard. They need to prepare the interview and all these things required. Okay. Now, our services are here. Change is required for success. Always remember this word, change is required. When you see this one, time for change. Yes, this is the time for change. Because of COVID or because of Corona, because of a lot of other things, yes, we need to change our business. Change is hard at the first. If you want to wake up by morning 5 o'clock, really tough. Change is hard at first. Messy in the middle and glorious at the end. Great. Because that's very important. Make a habit of learning, wake up by morning 5 o'clock. Now, of course, these videos are funny Indian videos, that's fine. When you see this one, 7 habits of this one. This is, we won this New York hackathon last year. Always remember this one. We have to change our thoughts over the time. We have to change our thoughts over the time. Otherwise, in 1998, 170,000 employees worked at Kodak, and they sold 85% of old photo paper. Say almost every photo paper. In few years, digital photography drove them out of the market. Kodak went to bankruptcy, and all their employees lost their jobs. This is a fact. It's a fact. HMD watches, Bajaj Chetak scooters, Dynora television, Murphy radio, Nokia mobile, Rajdut bike, Ambassador car, all are where? Now all are in museums. They have extraordinary quality. They have extraordinary quality. Why? They are in museums. They don't have market. They are not in a market now. Because, friends, all of these are not lacking of quality. And they are far from the market. The reason is very simple. They have not changed over the time. They have not changed over the time. Change is required. Upgrade your skills according to market demand. Upgrade your skills according to market demand. What is required in market? Which is software, which is demand in the market? Learn those things and get a job. Just simply having a graduation is not enough. Not enough. Even though you see all these companies, all are extraordinary quality, but unfortunately they are out of the market. Why? Because they did not change. They did not change over the time. So students, please change. Okay, now you know the next 10 years, the world will change. I'm sure 100% world will change. 70 to 90% of industries running today will close. 70 to 90% of industries running today will close. Because of COVID or because of technology, because of other things. How we want to survive? That means change. Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution. Data revolution. Nowadays, too much of data in WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. Too much of data. How? Analyzing the data is the secret of success. Analyzing the data is the secret of success. So that means Uber is just a piece of software. Although it doesn't have even single car, the largest taxi company in the world. Similarly, Airbnb, Oyo rooms. See, there are so many examples using with the technology. You need to go with the technology side. There is no work for employers in US because IBM Watson software gives good legal advice at this moment. So next 10 years, 90% of US lawyers is unemployed, for sure. After 5 years, probably that comes to India also. The technology is there. If you want to get something, just you are checking with Google and you are taking the information. Same thing there also. Watson software makes 4 times more better cancer diagnosis than humans. People estimating that by 2030, computers will be smarter than humans. By 2030, computers will be smarter than humans. So how? So next 10 years, 90% of world cars may disappear from the roads. See, all these things, the future, 99% of accidents caused by drivers' mistakes. Suppose if you are going with Tesla, if you are going with automatic cars, you know, there is no accidents. There is no accident means why we need to pay insurance. So insurance companies are going to bankrupt. See, this is all going to be happen. Going to be happen in next 10 years. Think about all these things. You know, 5 years back, when you are going to any small place, you will see PCO with very big letters, public call office, PCO. Simply we need to put 1 rupee and we make a calls. Now, are you able to see that boards? No, because the business is gone. PCO started shutting down. All these PCO people selling phone recharge. Now recharge is also online. What happened? That means continuously they are changing everything. So for that case, now also world is changing so fast. Keep your eyes and ears open. Otherwise you will fall behind. The world is changing so fast. Keep your eyes and ears open. Be prepared to change over the time. Particularly for a lot of people with the degree students are here in this meeting. The degree students, think about it. After 3 years of your graduation, what you are going to do? What do you want to learn? Where you are going to go? That is, you need to decide yourself. Don't dig the well when you are into trusting. Don't dig the well when you are into trusting. Because you need to prepare well. Prepare well. That's very, very important. Now, therefore, a person must change his business and temperament over the time. Must change his business and temperament over the time. Time to time, upgrade and upgrade. Move over the time and achieve the success. So you need to run with the time. That's very, very important. Okay. Now, see, I told you like this is like we are the team. We won this in New York conferences and a lot of places. So like this is also myself is here. So here is me. And next one is like, you know, when you see this one, I'm working with a big company. There, this is my couple of my interviews and etc. here. See, then I'm working with a software. See, when you want to learn a software, first make sure that that software has demand or not. Suppose if I'm talking about software, SAS is the leader in analytics. 40 years of analytic innovation. Customers in 147 countries. SAS software installed more than 83,000 businesses. 92 of top 100 companies in 2018 Fortune Global List. You need to get all that information. If you're going with Salesforce, same thing. If you're going with Oracle, you can get all the information. Then only you are going to take a right decision. Then only You are going to take a right decision. Don't assume that, oh, somebody is mentioning something and you need to follow. Leader is always leader, follower is always follower. Decide yourself. You want to become a leader or you want to become a follower. So that is the one thing you need to figure it out and get a certificate. This is the certificate copy. This is the certificate copy here itself. So these are all the certificate symbols along with your graduation. It may be like SAS, it may be like a Microsoft, it may be like Oracle, it may be Salesforce. Get a certificate. That certificate is always put one step ahead compared to other people. One step ahead compared to other people. That's the important part. Okay. Now, see, this is the certificate. When you see this one, I got the certification in 2008, actually, not now, almost 10, 12 years back. This is something like advanced programming and base programming part. See, these are all the things. What are the advantages? If you have a certificate, whether it may be like Oracle, it may be like SAS, it may be like other software, and recognition of your knowledge, increase your value to employer, credibility, get a digital badge. That is important. That is the very, very important part. When you see this, there are a lot of certification advantages are here. See, all these industries, banking, communication, education, government, healthcare, etc., 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 all these industries, they are using this software. Check with the software, which industries they are using this software. Learn those things. So that's the reason I'm telling you, don't trust any person, even myself also. Whatever I am going to mention now here, I have evidences. Without evidence, I don't want to talk even single word. Okay. Now, see, 147 countries that the software is using, 83,000. 92 of 100 companies in Fortune Global list of SaaS customers. Revenue is this much. 26% of revenue goes to R&D, the most important. Decide yourself. Microsoft is spending less than 10%. This is spending more than this. Now, first of all, commitment is the most important part. If you want to enter into the corporate, see, these are all the people who wants to learn these things. See, 6 principles of self-responsibility. Very first principle, instead of criticizing others, be quiet. Instead of complaining, make a suggestion. Instead of looking a culprit, find a solution. Instead of playing a victim, strive to become a winner. Instead of justifying your mistakes, learn from them. Instead of judging others, judge your own attitude. That's most important. These are all the 6 principles of self-responsibilities. Okay. Now, say I told you, like, people who wants to go to abroad. See, best colleges list. Select the right college is most important. These are all the similarly best graduates colleges, best American colleges list. Take this list of the colleges, and then you need to check it, your BTech, your TOEFL GRE scores, and depending upon that, you need to decide which is. So don't go to with other people. They don't have any experience for sending these people. I know a lot of people, they have a lot of problems in last year and before last year because US admission, they went to fake universities. Lot of problems they faced it. Don't assume to that trap. Better to get a right person, right information. That's the most important part. And also people who wants to go with like interviews. See, here is the very good book is there for AS technical interview. How you are going to handle the technical interviews? Yes, this is a good book. I told you, like, books is very, very important part. Communicate with the confidence. Communicate with the confidence. How you want to do this? These are all the things you need to read, and you need to prepare your notes along with your graduation. Suppose if you are already graduated, looking for opportunities. Already completed graduates, get a job immediately, because what happened if you want to do something 6 months and after decision another 6 months, 1 year is over, another 300,000, sorry, 3 million, 30 lakhs students is coming out. You and your junior goes for interview, you know who is going to get a job. So don't waste your time. That's very important. So of course, I conducted so many seminars across the globe, a lot of seminars in India also. Like, this is a little bit about my information. And of course, like, this is, thank you. Thanks very much, all of you. And now I'm going to open with a question and answer session. Then you can ask me any questions. And we have eminent personalities are here in a conference. Then you need to, of course, I'm going to ask, first thing is like, Sudhakar Garu. Sudhakar Garu, you want to add something? You are in mute.
Yeah. Hello, Andy. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Hello, Andy. Good evening.
Yep. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. After all the energetic talk from Professor Venkat, it's quite interesting. He is so passionate about education, about learning, about training people, and we keep talking frequently. He's my friend. And when we talk, see, most of the time, he is always thinking about the COVID situation and how children are, uh, finding it very difficult to find jobs. So it's his passion to train. And like you very well know, yesterday I happened to listen to the monk, Gaur Gopal Das. How many of you have heard Gaur Gopal Das? Put it in the chat box. How many of you has heard about Gaur Gopal Das? He's a monk. So, I mean, a very interesting thing. I'll just start with a small parable, what he said. So one day, a teacher asked his students to write an English sentence with the 10 words. So the students, all of them thought, very good, we can easily write 10 words. But then he said, there are certain conditions. He said, you must write only 10 words. Then he said, each word must only be a 2-letter word. And it should be a meaningful one. Now students, they scratched their heads and they thought, oh, it's very difficult. Then they asked the master, Master Ji, I mean, how much ever we think, we are not able to write a sentence of 10 words consisting of only 2 letters each. Then the master said, if it is to be, it is up to me. It is up to me. The sentence is, if it is to be, it is up to me. See, there are 10 words, right? Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this story is, what the monk said is, we must take responsibility. Mr. Venkat is trying to help us out, help you all by undergoing a training program, by arranging a 6 months internship, so that you will have a certificate that you have done the practical course in terms of internship. So the responsibility for studying, whom is it with? Can you answer in the chat box? Whose responsibility is it to prepare and study? The responsibility of the trainer is to train you. He will train you well, but it is up to the students, it is up to the trainees also to be responsible and to understand and put in enough hard work. The reason why I told you this story, what Mr. Gaur, the monk Gaur Gopal Das said, because unless we accept the responsibility. For example, now see, there are a lot of crosstalk. I mean, there are certain ground rules when we come to the program. I mean, it has been clearly said that you must mute your mic. You can talk. Sometimes you cannot avoid, but at least please be courteous so that you can mute your mic. Okay? Yeah, sometimes it may not be possible for you. It's okay. But please mute your mic. So the point is, if you see even if, for example, the kind of unemployment that technically India has today in the COVID time is around 37%. Though they say around 26%, the official figure, but sometimes the statistics department shows it as only 19%. Some organization put it as 26%. Some organization put it as 36%. But even though around 60% of the people or 80%, 70% of the people may have jobs, it is said that 80% of the people are dissatisfied with their jobs. Now, the point is, it is not a question of dissatisfaction. We are trying to help people. Mr. Professor Venkat is trying to help people find their jobs. Now, where I fit in. So, Mr. Venkat was telling me, yeah, this is a technical training program, but he was referring to a lot of students not having proper soft skills. For example, such as basic communication skills, business communication, negotiation skills, interpersonal skills, listening skills. So, all kind of report writing, participating in seminars, making presentations, attending for interviews, preparing proper resume. So these are certain soft skills which are required. That is where I come in. That is where I fit in. I work for the government of Andhra Pradesh. I am a chief general manager, administration and public relations. I am a finance guy. I work for Andhra Pradesh Industrial Infrastructure Corporation. So what we will do is, apart from the seriousness of the training program, which is SAS, you will also be trained in soft skills, especially business communication. The reason why we are concentrating more on business communication is you should know how to make a presentation. So once you are in the job, you need to work for the company. You need to sell the company's products. You need to sell company services. So you need to make a presentation. You need to make reports. In order to get jobs, you need to prepare your resume, biodata. Then you need to negotiate your salary. Even though you're a fresher, if you have very good skills, very good knowledge, very good attitude, the attitude in the sense, the application part. See, that is why Mr. Venkat has shown there is something called knowledge. There is something called skills. Knowledge is theoretical. Okay, we'll be telling. Then there is a skill. Skill is, in Telugu we call it naipunyamu, right? Skills. We have both, but if you don't have the right attitude to learn and apply, it is very difficult to get a job. That is where the importance of business communication comes in, and we are going to help you train in soft skills, especially in business communication. And I would like to thank Professor Venkat for taking this opportunity to gather all of you and ensure that, and ensure, please stay till the end, and you can tell your friends. See, we'll be conducting more of this. Please tell your friends, all of them, to come to attend this. This is a training program with internship. This is not the regular training program which we talk. We are going to help you apply what you learn. So thank you very much, Professor Venkat. And I am very happy that I am part of this training program in terms of developing soft skills in the students, especially in the area of business communication. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks very much. Now, the younger person, Haima, wants to share something. Haima, are you able to hear me now? Hello? You are in mute now. Sir, KRS Garu, you want to share something, sir?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Venkat ji, your excellent presentation. You have given very good information how a candidate has to be prepared. And it was added up very nicely by Sudhakar Garu. how a student is to be prepared for getting a job, and also training, and also business communication, soft skills. Yes, it is very important that a student has to focus himself how best he is trained in such a way that what is that required by the industry and also the job providers. The student has to provide himself that what he has and how he is well equipped and how he was trained. This business communication is very important, and student has to focus himself very nicely, and it is very brightly, appropriately mentioned by Sudhakar Garu. And students have to understand that not only having highest marks, it is very important that they should realize that the communication soft skills are very important. Even though you have a good knowledge, if you are not able to answer properly during the interview performance, and how you are going to focus your qualification, this is most important. For example, I was just talking to one of the organization where that is a very popular organization, and they are going to recruit some people. A candidate with the BCom qualification attended that particular software company, and how you are going to be very useful to our company, like that the company was asking. So this student actually has focused that. I have visited as a Gandhi fellow to South Africa, and I met the parliament member, and I met the other dignitaries, and I visited many organizations, and Gandhi's grand granddaughter also. I met like that. He has focused himself, but he just visited and as a student visitor, and he has focused himself how best he is equipped. So whether you are really trained or not, if you are able to focus yourself that with a good qualifications, what you had, and if you are bringing out your talents in a particularly manner, this is most important that the employer will be impressed by your performance, and then immediately he will try to occupy you or try to accommodate you in his company. This is what actually very important. How you are going to improve your personality, particularly through business communication and also soft skills, is very important. This is this is very important for getting job, and the trainings, particularly the basic knowledge about the subject, is also very important, because many organizations, when they are talking about that, the basics are not very clear to the students, and the training at where you are getting this computer skills and other statistical skills and everything, basic knowledge is very important. When you are not having the basic knowledge, the company will not be venturing you to take into organization. So what are your basic knowledge and how thorough with the subject, and also how you are going to be useful for our company, like that they also will look into that. These are very important points, and Sri Venkat Kurti has covered very nicely, and it is supported by the Sri Sudhakar ji, the manager, the general manager of the state government of Andhra Pradesh, how a student has to develop himself, how he has to equip himself. And with this, if the student has to understand that the job training is very important, and the preparation for interview, and also the body language and soft skills are very important. So these things actually need to be very well trained, and you need to get yourself experienced for this. Then you will be facing interviews very nicely. So knowledge will be there with most of the people, but how they are going to focus is very important. That's what actually very well focused by Venkat Ikuti and Sudhakar ji. So I think the students might have taken very nicely the information which was provided today, and it will be very good. And students can have any questions clarified. That will be very much better than what we are talking.
Right,
Thank
sir.
you, Venkat ji.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir, very
Sir,
much.
good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Good evening, sir.
సార్ మీరు కనపడకపోవడం చాలా బాధాకరం సార్. మీరు కనపడుంటే ఇంకా బాగుండేది సార్.
Actually, I'm traveling, sir. I'm traveling in a car.
అదే అర్థమైంది
it is
సార్,
very
అర్థమైంది.
dark, so that's why I did not switch on my.
So the students did not have the privilege of seeing you, sir. We would have felt very happy if we had
But
seen
you
you,
cannot
sir.
see anything, sir. I can switch on my video, but
Sir,
it is dark, no, total dark, sir.
I understand, sir. I understand,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It is for I
Good
switch
day.
on my video, sir. Now it is totally dark.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
and I just want to tell one more thing to all the students here. See, anything can be recorded and it can be shown, but this is a live engagement. In a live engagement, there will be a Q&A session. You can raise your doubts. All the students here, if you have any doubts, if you want any clarification, please ask Professor Venkat, who will be too glad and very glad to help you out. Thank you.
So, yeah, all of you, I think you're all familiar with the name KRS Samsragaru. He's like inspiration source for a lot of us, even like me and a lot of people. He put like he's the one of the best vice chancellor in India, now present vice chancellor for Mizoram University. And thank you, sir. Thanks very much. I know you have very busy schedule for just giving the very good advice to our students. Yeah, this is open. Dais is open for students. Any questions you can ask now. We have 7 more minutes left, actually. Any questions? No. In our WhatsApp group, couple of people asked me the questions. Like one is with pharmacy students, how to get a job. As pharmacy students, like science with the clinical trials, drug development is the good option. And the BTech students, like business intelligence, programming is. Can I ask a question in Telugu, sir? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I know Telugu. Most of the people know Telugu also.
Venkat sir, good evening, sir.
Yep. Right.
ఈ సెషన్ అంతా చాలా బాగుంది సార్. అయితే నేను ఇప్పుడు మ్యాథ్స్ జూనియర్ కాలేజీలో మ్యాథ్స్ ఫ్యాకల్టీకి చేస్తున్నాను సార్. నాది క్వాలిఫికేషన్ ఎంఎస్సి మ్యాథ్స్ సార్. అయితే నేను ఆల్రెడీ 10 years బ్యాక్ శాస్ కోర్స్ నేర్చుకున్నాను, కానీ కొన్ని పరిస్థితుల వల్ల నేను ఏమీ చేయలేక నేను టీచింగ్ ఫీల్డ్కి వచ్చాను సార్. కొన్ని ఇబ్బందుల వల్ల, ఇంట్లో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వల్ల. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ శాస్ నేర్చుకుందామనే ఐడియా ఉంది సార్.
ఇప్పుడు 10 years బ్యాక్ మీరు ఎవరి దగ్గర నేర్చుకున్నారో నాకు తెలియదు. ఓకే, లైక్ 10 years బ్యాక్ నేర్చుకున్న తర్వాత మీరు, నేను టీచర్ గా 10 సంవత్సరాలు వర్క్ చేశాను, లెక్చరర్ గా. మీరు మ్యాథ్స్, నేను స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ చేశాను అంతే. చేసిన తర్వాత నేను యూఎస్ వెళ్ళిపోయాను. సో ద రీజన్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే లాట్ ఆఫ్ కమిట్మెంట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్. ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ కమిట్మెంట్. అండ్ రెండోది ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు మీరు నేర్చుకోవడం బిగిన్ చేశారు అంటే అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 3 months మీరు కష్టపడాలి. 3 months కష్టపడితే దెన్ డెఫినెట్లీ యూ విల్ గెట్ ద ఆపర్చునిటీ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్. లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆపరేషన్ గ్రాండ్ సక్సెస్, పేషెంట్ డెడ్. ఇప్పుడు ట్రైనింగ్ సెషన్స్ లో జరిగేది అదే అవుతుంది. అందుకనే నేను ఎవరన్నా స్టూడెంట్ మా దగ్గరకు వచ్చి నేర్చుకుంటాము అంటే నేను పేరెంట్స్ తో రమ్మని చెప్తాను. వచ్చేసి ఒక 1/2 hour మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత మాత్రమే వాళ్ళని తీసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాను. అంతేగాని ఎవరన్నా వచ్చి మేము వెళ్తామంటే నో, అది కుదిరే పని కాదు. సో కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు మీరు, ఐ మీన్ కృష్ణ గారు, మీరు ఎక్కడ ఉంటారు?
ఇక్కడ భద్రాద్రి డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ సార్.
ఓ భద్ర, ఓకే. సో మీరు నాకు ఒక పని చేయండి, యూ హ్యావ్ మై కాంటాక్ట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, దెన్ యూ కెన్ సెండ్ మీ మెసేజ్ అండ్ దెన్ డెఫినెట్లీ వీ విల్ డిస్కస్ టుమారో. సో హౌ ఐ కెన్ హెల్ప్ యూ ఆన్ దీస్ థింగ్స్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Krishna, I think you can put your phone number in our chat window and somebody is going to give a call tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Make a call to our members also. It doesn't matter.
Thank you, sir.
All of you students, can you please take a feedback form and send it to us, fill it feedback form. That should be better. In that feedback form also, you can pose all of your questions, whatever the questions you have it. Yeah. Any other questions? See, biology degree and junior college, where it is. Okay, if the person they don't have any questions, then we can close this session. Thank you. Thanks very much, all of you. Thanks, Professor Samsrao Garu and Sudhakar Garu. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To close the session. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Good day, sir. VC Garu. Good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andy.